and exceptional eats. The Paddock Restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222, extension 199, and book your next event today. It's Wednesday morning. It's 10 a.m. It's time for PBKC Picks, broadcasted live, Palm Beach Kennel Club, West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm Mike Jameson. To my right,
locked in,
the man who finished absolutely last at the Masters.
Yeah.
It's Noah Carbone.
It's good to see
That's
you.
kind of surprising.
But look at the size of those guns. I mean, like, literally,
You look
how
younger.
good is that? So I'm going to make that my new profile picture now.
It should be.
I'm going to do that.
Is that the no-carb diet there
I'm
going?
absolutely going to catfish the whole world with those biceps.
Look at those arms, man. That is wonderful. I
I
had
heard
no
Pat
idea.
actually was confused about whether those were my biceps. I appreciate the vote of confidence from Pat.
Well, you're always wearing long sleeves. We had
Yeah.
no idea.
And I did today. Those arms are under here. They are.
Oh, they're definitely under there.
You should wear tighter shirts, buddy.
Yeah, behind us, it's Earnest Christian. He does a lot of podcasts, and he does some poker dealing. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? I'm doing a lot of podcasts, yes, and including this one. Well, how you doing?
He's saying
Good,
stuff
good.
this morning, so let's get this
I always
party
say stuff.
started.
That's what I do. What I do. Hot takes away.
Yeah. So April High Hands is what's going on right now in the poker room. We got an even bigger cash giveaway because we're going to do it on Derby Day. So
That's big.
instead of the $15K,
Yeah.
we're giving away $25K.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
Like $25,000.
$25,000.
So yeah,
Lots of
I'm
money.
here for it.
And that's going to be on Kentucky Derby Day on May 2nd. We're going to talk about the Kentucky Derby a little bit later. That is the best party south of Churchill Downs, always the first Saturday in May. And that's when we're going to give the giveaway with spring into winnings. There's the Kentucky Derby. It's time to make your reservations.
Yeah, don't be
because-
that person.
Yeah.
Like I get the call. Like I get asked favors all the time. Like
All the
when
time.
everything gets filled, and they're like, "Hey, can you get me in?" And it's tough. So get
How
your
about
reservations
no?
No, it's not happening this year. So that's going to come up, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But one of the things Noah wanted to touch on, we were going to talk about it on the show, but Noah really wants to. Diana Rossetti,
Yeah.
okay? She stepped down yesterday from The Athletic because of an internal investigation.
Yeah, she's okay. So I'm sitting back and listening to all this stuff coming out of Philadelphia, and there's like a mole in there somewhere, right? And we're trying to sort it out. So it comes to light that her, if you want to call him a husband, her husband,
Still
or whatever-
married.
Yeah, whatever.
For now.
I don't know. Okay, that's not my position to comment on that. Anyway, so whatever he is, he's an Eagles fan. So she would go and get information on Eagles. But
That's
some people
interesting.
say she didn't use the most traditional ways to get the information, and now we have this big thing going on with Vrabel, and then like all these stories coming out and all this stuff in it, and then she did the thing yesterday, like you can't fire me because I quit. Like she literally did that because it was coming down the pipe. She was going to get canned, and then she quit. So yeah, like I mean, I don't know. There's nothing illegal about it as far as morally. Probably not the best move to conduct yourself like that. And then you look at your coach and your head coach, and you start to wonder, okay, like what kind of shenanigans is my head coach up to? I mean, you should have certain standards as potential leadership, and then you have players that are answering this coach, and then you wonder what his like. Eventually, is going to tell him like, yeah, you didn't. Like you whiffed on that block, you'd be like, yeah, well, you whiffed on your marriage, like so, like,
Oh,
like,
my God.
well, no, there is that thing. Like there's certain standards you have to conduct, and yeah, but I really wanted to talk about it because of this stuff, all that A.J. Brown and stuff. She was the one. She was a menace. She's a menace to Philadelphia, and she's not allowed there anymore.
How do you feel about her, Ernest?
I think she's a good reporter, actually. Outside of the fact that she – listen, this is still all
I'll
alleged,
tell you what,
honestly.
Ernest.
What's up?
You could definitely put her in the frisky category.
She's definitely very frisky. She's
Definitely
very
frisky. Like, you want to
No,
talk
I-
frisky?
no,
This is your frisky.
I
She is
will
the
say-
queen of frisky. She is frisky defined.
I will say she has made some really weird, like, because I listen
Frisky
to
choices.
So I've heard, she's on. I listen to the Lebatron
Yeah.
show all the time, And she goes on that show every week during the football season. So she's made some really weird statements through the years about, just how her life in general.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really surprise me this is probably happening to some degree. Like, maybe my suspect is that she might be in open marriage right now, to be honest. This is my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, that's everybody's whatever.
That's their life.
Their life. That's their life.
I don't know. First off, the whole thing with her getting fired and her quit, whatever, from what I understand, her contract was up with the Athletic anyway in June. So it works out anyway, I guess.
You literally follow her
Well,
contracts?
I read stuff. I read
Oh,
media
no,
stuff.
I
do podcasts and stuff. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
He's a follower. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like it's just fascinating stuff. It'll go away at some point. I thought it was nothing burger. Just one picture. Don't only take 4 or 5 pictures. Like, oh,
there was no chance when that story coming out. I'm like, I'm like, this is going to be a problem, and it's a problem. And there's, everybody's talking, and then everybody's pulling up all the tapes and all the receipts on everything. Everybody's saying all kinds of stuff, and it's like,
and it stinks. I actually like her. She does like I listen to her podcast once in a while. She comes on Leverage Hard Show, a couple of shows here and there.
You should have her on your podcast.
I would. Without question.
Like, what are you doing after the podcast, Ernest?
I'm married. No, my wife was destroyed.
That didn't stop anybody.
Okay, let's get into some real NFL news.
Let's do
now.
that.
Let's talk about what's going on in NFL. Obviously, we know the draft is coming up later this month. We know the Raiders are going to take Mendoza with their first pick.
We do.
I mean, it's pretty much in there, right? You don't think they are?
I mean, I think they are, but you think it's 100% guaranteed it's going to happen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So my question is, do you think the Raiders are going to ruin him, like they've done so many times before?
Right. So we've seen it before, where people were like, I'm not even going to play for that team, like this guy's guy. Like literally, Eli wasn't supposed to play for the Giants. He's like, yeah, I'm not playing for San Diego. He's like, or right, San Diego.
Yeah, that's
correct. That's correct.
Yeah, of course. And he ends up getting his way and throwing a fit and ends up in New York. Mendoza's probably not going to do that, but sometimes you question whether they should. Like, I'm going to get in this terrible situation with a terrible team, with a terrible offensive line, and I'm not going to get shellacked. Now, if you're at the next level, like I believe Joe Burrow kind of is, where he can take all that abuse and still be a very good quarterback, that might make the difference. But it does spoil your confidence when you have no time to throw and you don't know what's coming at you and it rushes everything or whatever. So yeah, I don't want to say he's going to get ruined by them, but it's not a great fit and it's not a great spot.
No, not a great fit. We're not a great city necessarily to have that too. Also, I mean, look, he's a great kid.
Yeah, you think he's going to go off the rails, like partying and gambling?
Look,
like he's going to he's going to be Bruno Mars in
I don't
NFL,
know, dude. Because
they're going to name a street after
a lot of players.
So much money.
There's a lot of players who come in like all clean cut and nice and holy, and then they get into the NFL and it slowly chips away year after year after year. I'm not saying it's going to happen with Mendoza, but between that and then the instability of this front office, of course, and who knows, man. I hope for the sake of Mendoza, he does well here, man. Will they ruin him? I would say it's 50-50 at this point, bro. It really is, man, because I have no confidence in the Raiders front office and I haven't for like 30 years. So the odds are pretty high that he will be ruined, if not because of the outside stuff. Internally, he'll probably get ruined.
You really think he's going to go off the rails and start?
No. I'm not saying he's going to. I just think it's you have to give it. Look, I've been burned by a lot. There's a lot of guys that I bought into as people that great people. They're going to be great, ambassadors for this league and whatever and leaders, and then like Vrabel, of course, and then of course, and then they end up doing. So I'm out. I'm out now. You got to prove to me that you're a good person 10 years in. So
you're out right now.
I'm out. Yes. So Mendoza, prove me wrong.
Well, it's funny because I've just seen clips of Jamarcus Russell. He's clapping back now at the critics that are saying he's the worst draft bust in the history.
Well, he really is.
Well, he is, definitely. I agree with that,
you get me all you want.
Did he give another?
I'll say it to your face. You stuck.
Did he give another example? Did he have somebody? I mean, did he have somebody?
No, he didn't watch the tape. He didn't have anything to say.
I mean, Ryan Leaf at least had like 3 good games. He had none.
Exactly.
What are we doing?
Yeah, so I'm hoping the Raiders can do something with him. Any frisky late-round picks that you're seeing right now? I actually made up that word, frisky. I'm looking at Ted Hurst, who's a 6'4" Georgia State wide receiver. Maybe Emmett Johnson, the running back from Nebraska. Sam Roush, who's a big tight end from Stanford. Do you have any frisky late-round picks, Noah?
This is what I don't know if you study or you spy on me and stuff.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Hurst.
Yeah.
So I joined this random, with my buddies, NCAA football, right? And I have this guy on my team. And I'm Georgia State for some reason. They stuck me. And I have him, and I'm like, this guy's awesome. I was literally going to say that guy today.
Really?
Because
Chad
because
Hurst.
of the way he performs. So, and I'm always a proponent of, if you take the ratings from these NCAA games and Madden games, that usually translates, and it does. They stay up on top of these things. That guy's a receiver. I mean, he is a guy. So that would be one of mine. And then there's always those gems. I'm a fan of the the third, fourth, fifth round running back picks, and I don't have any off the top of my head, but they're out there. Those smaller school guys, but your anchor positions and where you're really going to get your value is the second, third, and fourth rounds. Hurst won't go till late.
I'm really this is the first draft in a long time where there's really no names that stand out, even in the first round. Like Mendoza's a name, and he's only a name because of the fact that he won a national title.
The receiver class, the whole thing. Yeah,
this is the first really, and it could surprise you down the road. Like you're gonna. It's not very sexy going in, but maybe 5 years from now, like, oh, dude, that was actually a really good draft in hindsight. I'm actually more curious about the quarterbacks below Mendoza, like the Tyler Simpsons, of course, from Alabama and whatnot, what he does. Because there were moments last year I watched him, he's pretty good. It's not bad. Carson Beck, also a quarterback, is in the draft as well, too, also.
He's like 36.
He's somewhere. He's old.
like
He's
that.
old.
Yeah.
How well he'll go, because it's a weak quarterback draft, but there are teams that still need arms.
You remember last year this time when we're talking about this, we're talking about the Jackson Darts and then Shador, obviously the Shador conversation. We don't have any of that this year. So is it going to be it's not a very hype draft.
No,
it's kind of wild.
In fact, I forgot it was coming up. Literally, until you set the show notes, on Monday, I'm like, in less than 8 days.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, it's around the corner.
That's in the Berg, right? In Pittsburgh?
In the Berg, yeah.
Yeah, I got to check my inbox, see if I got tickets.
No, but we'll see. I mean,
we're broadcasting live from there, actually.
We are?
No,
That's
we're not.
awesome. Thanks, Pat.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about is there's talk now that A-Chain might be moving on from the Dolphins, and some teams are showing some interest in him. The Dolphins obviously, really are in a phase of rebuilding right now. Should they let go of A-Chain, or should they hold on to him?
Do it. Well, do it. Go ahead, and if you're going to rip this thing down, rip it down. By the time you guys recover and get back to competing, he'll have a lot of more miles on the treads. So I don't know if you even want to put him through that behind that O-line and stuff. So yeah, let him go, get value, move it, pass it forward, and invest in the future. He's not a player who can sell tickets in the state. Like, nobody's like, oh, let's go watch A-Chain.
Exactly.
That's not happening. He's a running back, and you could get another running back to fill that spot and still get value. So ship him off to a team that's a contender that'll pay overvalue him, and then invest in the future.
Especially because he's a running back too. Especially, you don't want to risk him staying on the roster, getting hurt, whatever. So his value is probably the highest it's ever going to be at this point now.
Right.
Do what you can now. You could probably get a second round pick as high, or third round pick for him.
You can't. Third.
Possibly, maybe third.
Yeah. I mean,
he's pretty good.
See, that's why you can't be a GM. You're just going to give a second for A-Chain.
I'm not saying give it to him, so you can probably. You try to pick a lot of somebody else.
Yeah, I can't give it to him. I'm not giving it to him.
I'm just saying.
I'm Howie Roseman.
He's pretty good. No, but this is how you trade on the studs. And to boot, with their salary situation, remember their cap right now, more than half their money of their salary cap for next year is all dead money.
Yeah, show me the money.
So you need to. This is also a financial decision too. Like, we need more room for the next year or two.
Tua out on a boat and spending the Dolphins' money while he's playing on another team because he stunk.
Yeah,
that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's pretty nice to do.
Yeah.
If you had to build a championship team right now, we're going through all the different positions. Last week it was kicker. That's what you missed, Noah. Sorry,
I missed that.
Yeah, I know. That was the most exciting conversation we've had about this. And if you're building a championship team right now, who is your current O-line? Pick an O-line from a team.
There's only one answer. I have it written down. I want to hear Earnest say it because there's only one answer here. Go ahead.
I'd probably go Penny Sewell in Detroit.
There you go.
You want one name or all five?
No, you're right.
Give us a whole O-line.
I mean, I had
that's it.
I had Penny Sewell, I had Tristan Wirfs with the Bucks. I would have put Trent Williams.
Individual
I would have put Trent Williams, but Trent Williams he's like 39 years old now. He's injury prone, but otherwise I would have picked him. Joe Thuney and KC. I love Creed Humphrey and KC as well. The kid in Denver, Meniere's, is pretty good. The right guard.
It's not the question.
He's a pick off the lineman.
A whole line.
Yeah, Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no other
But Penny
choice.
Sewell's the best one.
He is. He's 24 years old.
And the age. Yeah.
Yeah, He's 24 years old, and he's a monster already. And then you have everybody else there anchoring the line, and there's no weakness on that line. Now you could consider Philadelphia, but they're getting older. Like a lot of Lane Johnson's going to eventually phase himself out, and if you're going to build a roster, obviously you want younger players in there. But those are the two that almost hands down, and specifically Detroit. I mean, as long as you have an offensive line like that, you're in contention.
Can I sidebar this real quick? Wait,
Yeah,
you
can.
Go
ahead.
No,
sure.
I
No,
have
go
an Eagles
ahead.
question for Noah because I had my buddy Matt on my podcast last week.
Hey, Matt.
Matt is a huge Eagles fan. Probably is as big as you.
No.
He lives in Philly and all that too. Also,
it's not that
he's
big.
pretty big. He's pretty big though.
No, his arms aren't that
I
big
asked him
either.
on the show last week.
Yeah.
The sooner you bring the same team back with AJ Brown, whole nine. Does it feel like that this is the last year of this core? If they don't make it to at least the NFC title game next year, that they're going to break this whole thing up?
Well, I would say no because of the way Philadelphia does things. They're building through the draft and they're not taking shots. So Philadelphia's plan has always been long term, where they're trying to compete year to year. So I don't see a retreading or restructuring the whole thing and breaking the thing down. Mm-hmm. All the noise about Jalen Hurts and all that stuff. Careful what you wish for again. And he's even told people that you replace him and you don't know what you're going to get. I'll take Jalen Hurts over a random quarterback any day. But to tear down the roster because you don't make the NFC Championship game after the history we've had.
Yeah.
You start to get spoiled and you start to get this thing in your head that you're supposed to go to championship game all the time and all these things. And what are you basing that on? You're basing that on the roster or the coach or the quarterback. I would say the only piece that is untouchable is Jalen, in my opinion. I think you can make moves anywhere else up and down that roster and still be competitive. But no, I don't see a
Eagles
restructuring.
Eagles fans spoiled is a different kind of spoiled though, because we've seen this twice in the last like 8 years. They win a Super Bowl and they're pissed off the very next year they didn't win it again, and then the same thing happened here.
Well, it's kind of like all right, say you're like broke, you're like dead broke, right? Mm-hmm. And for 30 years you're dead broke. You're like you don't have life stinks. And then you hit the lottery, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, this is nice. I hit the lottery, and your whole life changes, and it changes your outlook on everything. Yeah. And then 2 years later, 7 years later, you hit the lottery again. You're like, okay, this is easy. I can hit the lottery whenever I want. Mm-hmm. It's not that way. And you start to get settled in on being spoiled or whatever and all these championship games in contention, but that's not the way reality works. So you do have to enjoy it. While it's good, enjoy it, even if it's not Super Bowl championship.
The problem is that when you won the Super Bowl in 2017, the very next season, you guys are complaining about the roster. So it's not like 7 years later. It's like literally the very next year after winning the Super Bowl, you guys are complaining about it.
Yeah, spoiled, rotten fans.
Worst fan base. I'm going to say it to all your faces. The worst fan base in all sports in Philadelphia. Sorry.
I support that statement.
There you
go. Okay, let's talk about Hard Rock Bet. That's our marketing partner. That's why we have a sports betting app. And this is their current offer right now. And this is current. I say that because that could change at any time. Right now, it's the double your winnings. If you sign up for Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook account, make a minimum deposit of $10, you're going to receive 100% profit boost tokens, maximum $50 bet per token. If the wager wins, you receive 100% of the profit boost winnings. Tokens expire 7 days after issuance, and only one token may be applied per bet. For official rules, go to ppkennelclub.com/hardrockbet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-1833-PLAYWISE. You can also text that number too. And that's their current offer right now with Hard Rock Bet. You got to get into the action today. Now let's talk about some baseball. Right now, the current power rankings in the MLB. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's some teams on here that are going to surprise you. Okay. The top team is obviously going to be the Dodgers. Right now, they have Andy Pages that is leading the NFL and NL in average and on base percentage. The Braves are second right now, which is surprising to me because of all the injuries they have. Wow. Then we got Padres, Yankees, Brewers, Guardians, Pirates, Diamondbacks, Mariners, and Orioles. What is the biggest surprise on that list, Noah?
I mean, they're not huge surprises. We'll run through maybe Washington.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh is the big one
by far for me.
Yeah, but that I don't know how long that could be sustainable. I thought the Yankees should actually be higher up on there. They should be playing better than they are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, early this time of year, you could be in contention. But we know how long term then these things start wearing down, and then the bats cool off, and then you're in a bit of a problem. The Braves, but they had it. A little pitching, they were going to have pitching issues, but they're there. So I don't know, but we don't have the Marlins on there, but they're surprising turning some.
Yeah, they're 500 right now. They're 99. I mean, they're surprised. The question is, could Pittsburgh sustain this? Could the Marlins sustain this? So that's the question. It's a surprise in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks of the year. Yeah. Okay, guess we'll call that. But it's April. Yeah. What's still not even in May yet. So to me, the big surprise for me is this, and this is negative for me, is just how bad the bats are. Even without Soto. I don't care if you don't have Soto. That's not an excuse.
I love that for you.
You know, they're last place right now in the
happy.
East. They lost 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
They can't hit the ball
How
to
does
save
that
their lives.
feel? Talk about it.
And I'm in the conversation here now. Next
They're
topic.
in mid-season form. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Con-
so, yeah,
congrats.
No,
Why
I like that.
wait?
You know what? Because if you're gonna suck, do it now so I can check out in the middle of May.
Yeah,
Thank you very
don't
much.
torch me.
I got a family to raise. Thank you.
Don't torture me. Just end it
Yeah,
right
end it
now.
now. And that's my rule in sports now too. If my team sucks by the middle of the year,
All right.
I check like a TV show.
Okay,
I check out.
so-
that's it. Done.
Are we out now, or are you still hanging
No,
on?
no, it's April. It's April.
He's still hanging
it's
on.
April.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
But he's already looking forward to the Giants
Yes,
losing
like I said, I'm looking
season,
forward
so.
to water slides and Disney trips and stuff because you're not going to waste my time this summer, guys. You're not.
What's it going to take for the Marlins to possibly compete? I mean, they started out well. They're at 500 right now. You know, is there any chance that we're still going to be talking about them in August?
No.
I think there's a slim chance. They were competitive last year. I mean, they were like in the wild card spot. Like they
were.
Obviously it was a late push, but they were competitive and they do play a lot of sport baseball. The problem is though, like you look at the NL East, like Philadelphia started slow, but they always start slow. Pat told you this also.
Yeah.
They will put together at some point by May and June, and they'll be in first place.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to happen. Okay, Atlanta's is actually a really good team. They're 11-7 and not healthy.
Okay.
They'll get guys back by
the
May,
pitch- the
June, and they'll be
pitchers,
all right. The Mets, we'll see what happens there. Washington's whatever. So the Marlins, can they compete? Yes, compete. Are they a legitimate chance to get an NL wild card? I'm gonna lean no still because again they don't have enough good players to make that happen. They're a fun team to watch. They're young, but again, not a lot of these players that they're grooming, they'll be gone in 2 years anyway.
Eventually, the law of averages catches up with you. Too.
Exactly.
Like guys that come out of the gate and are hitting 333 or something early on, like I'll give you that kid in Pittsburgh, like he gets his first at bat and he laces a double and a run scored. And everybody's like, this is awesome, whatever. And after that, I followed the next couple games, and at some point he was batting like 123 or something. So eventually, yeah, the variance settles down and the best teams rise to the top, and that's why you got teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees and these other teams that are just like shoe-ins to be there.
Yeah, that's always going to happen. I mean, I'm rooting for the Marlins, but it's not to say they're not going to sell off all their good players anyway. Now,
Exactly.
the Mariners unveiled and then immediately broke an Ichiro statue outside T-Mobile Park.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
This is kind of stuff that people get fired for, okay? So, when I come to work each day, I'm like, how do I not get fired, okay? These are the things you think about, right? So this, you do. If
you
you're,
have to.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
should, because
No,
if
I
you live
do.
at that level, how do I not get fired today? How can I possibly get fired? Okay, so the guy who comes up with this statue, right, and he says, let's get this statue fabricated. Whoever's in charge of that, I don't know, somebody in marketing probably.
Yeah.
And you get this statue built. At some point, you look at the arm and the bat, right, and the bat's on there, and you say to yourself, okay, how can that bat possibly break off of there and get me fired? Is this thing stable? Is this bat going to stay on there? Are we good? Is this structurally sound? And it wasn't. And something like that, you just can't let it happen. Where the bat just breaks off, it's like, I assume
It's embarrassing.
I assume somebody got fired. And yeah, that's a bit like that would be something that would happen to me.
Of course.
Yeah.
And where do you want your statue, Noah?
I thought about this, and I saw this.
no.
Okay, so there's only the clear spot is at the entrance, right in front. We removed that other thing with all the paint, some whatever on there, and just put the full-blown statue right on there. And you could use the golf.
You want the arms
You
too?
could build that one with the arms. You could do
Definitely.
that. And it will cost a lot more because of the material, the amount of mass and metal it'll take to
is.
make
Oh my
those arms.
God.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to cost a
Huge.
whole bunch.
Yeah.
But we could throw it right out there,
Yeah.
and at least with my arms that big, they won't break when
That's true.
we unveil the thing. Yeah.
I wish we had another camera here. See our producer just cracking up on the right hand side here. It's hysterical. That's funny. Do you know?
I
How,
mean-
do you know how I avoid getting fired, Mike, all the time in my 23 years being here? I caught Noah's arms all the time. Hey, Noah, nice arms, buddy.
Yeah, is that why?
Every time.
I
Every
wonder,
time. You know what I mean?
if they, how do they make that? Would they get do I get in a clay bath?
They're
and
going to
and they
have to
build a mold.
put a mold on you.
Okay.
Mold
And
up
then-
in
And
those
then
beard.
they're gonna go ahead. But my favorite
Okay.
thing is all these statues. It's been quite a few that have brought up a lot of attention.
There was a
Dwayne Wade?
couple bad
Dwayne
ones.
Wade
That
was-
was
At least it didn't
bad.
break. At least it didn't break.
Sean Taylor.
Yeah,
that
Sean
was,
Taylor. That was
what
a bad
nightmare
one.
that was.
Cristiano Ronaldo, his eyes were not not even
crooked,
crooked, and oh man, some of these. I mean, it's amazing that they can do this.
Here's the question: Is there really a good statue though out there?
Yeah. Well, the Peterson statue, Doug Peterson one's pretty good.
The bust.
His
Rocky is the best statue ever.
Doug Peterson, statue for real?
Rocky?
No, Doug Peterson. You said.
Yeah. What?
You said Doug Peterson. You said Doug Peterson.
The coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a statue.
What? Yeah.
Where?
What? The Philly call. It's a statue in Philly.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
For a guy you fired 2 years later?
Yeah, and he's holding a thing and
that
they're
is
talking or whatever.
That is so Philadelphia, bro.
That
is so Philadelphia. Look at his statue, but he's still fired.
Yeah, I mean, so don't be shy about building a statue of me if you still want to fire me, but put it out there anyway. It doesn't mean I wasn't great when I was here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just not great anymore.
2 years. I mean,
That's
2 years,
it.
hey.
Build a statue.
When we go to tear that statue down, we're gonna have to really get into.
Do you get a statue
arms
without
because that
glasses?
thing ain't coming
Yeah,
down.
I'm taking it at home, putting it on my front lawn.
With without glasses on Noah, the statue.
Yeah, yes, glasses, and
glasses,
probably maybe a visor.
Okay, where the statue is the highest honor. That to me is the greatest thing. The greatest thing they can do to honor you is a statue. Do you feel that way?
Then okay, so you always look at the name on the top of the stadium, where it's like, oh, this guy, what, and then that doesn't carry a ton of weight, I don't think. Like, you get your name in the rafters is like wearing down, but yeah, I think a statue, somebody like that's something
to me,
that
that's
like
the best thing.
for the
That's
rest of
extra.
eternity,
Hands down.
your kids, grandkids, and their grandkids can go and visit Grandpa's statue or Pop, or like he was an excellent poker guy, like. Pop Noah absolutely knew poker better than anybody in the whole entire world.
And they don't have to know the truth.
They don't. Yeah, and that's the truth now because I have a statue.
That's
Not
true.
everybody gets a statue. Are you allowed to build a statue for yourself? Like,
Possibly.
Can you do that?
We
and
can
then,
talk to
like,
somebody.
Like, what if I built a statue and just put it out there myself? Would they make me remove it, or will people just be like,
Depends on the source.
I'm going to start planning today. We're going to start on your statue.
I mean, like getting in the Ring of Honor, obviously, for different reasons. There's some players in the Ring of Honor who aren't Hall of Famers because, but they mean a lot to that team. But a statue is a statue. That's beyond just. That's just like you're not just good. You're iconic for that team and what they represent that team. So, like I said, the Lakers have like a couple statues of Chick Hearn, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Shaq, and Kobe. Those are iconic players, so.
The Bulls have a Michael Jordan statue, obviously.
Yeah.
What about you two? Ernest, what would yours be and where would it be? Same with you, Mike.
I'd be on, I don't know, man, honestly.
where'd you put it?
I would put
table 14.
I would put Earnest statue by table 14, and they would put mine
I'll put it right
out
here.
by the
I put it right here
dumpster
in the studio
side.
before we start every stream on Wednesday, and have no one look at it.
They'd hide mine behind the dumpster. The garbage
Or you could
trucks
do
would
one of
have
those.
to deal
You
with
could
it.
do one of those large structures where we're all together like this, and like melded together.
Or
a statue for the show, guys.
I'll bring
Here
it
we go.
next year in the 5K. I'll put it right next to the finish lines when I beat it right next year. I'm joking.
Oh,
Yeah.
what if we just did, instead of this ice sculpture that we have for the charity event, why
here
don't
we
we
go.
sculpture me and put me on that thing?
I agree.
That's a great, like,
I'm
whoever.
gonna talk
So
to
you
somebody.
can melt?
We'll
So you
do-
can melt?
We'll do the best employee, and that's an honor. Like,
The best employee?
Like, my
Like,
kid would see, be like, Dad, is that you in the ice sculpture? Yeah, that's me, kid.
You're a top 100 employee at least, like right now, currently.
How many do
But,
we have? Like 110?
Yeah, something like that. Let's move on. Let's talk about the PGA. Rory McIlroy becomes the fourth golfer to win consecutive green jackets at the Masters, finishing at 12 under par, securing a one-stroke victory over Scotty
This
Scheffler.
hurts. Okay, so I missed the show last week, right? And
Yeah,
know
you
I
did.
missed the show.
How
I
dare
missed
you.
it. And I missed, and this is another one of my greatness. You know who
Yeah.
I was picking for this
I know.
thing. There's no question, right?
Of course
Does
you
anybody
were.
have a question?
No.
I was picking Rory. I've been on Rory. I've been saying Rory the whole time, and Rory comes through again. And I didn't get to add that to my genius resume, like I had, like the long standing, and I would have rekindled that thing and get that thing fired back up with another winner.
Yep.
Man, he really, I mean, to go back to back and to pull this thing off was really amazing. He shot some rounds and he was on fire. So shout out to Rory. He's my guy. I know that Pat's big on Schefter and you guys have some other guys, but I've been saying Rory, and this is the guy, and sure enough, he is.
That's impressive. I mean, the fact of the matter is that he was up big in going into the third day, and then it came competitive again. But Cam Young, I think, closed the gap going into Sunday, and Scotty was behind a lot too, also, and came back and made it competitive. So
how about his round? He was the first somebody ever to no above par, no holes above par.
Yeah.
Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
it was
Was
big.
that for
Yeah.
the whole tournament,
Yeah.
or for just that?
I think it's whole tournament.
The fourth
Whole
round.
tournament. Yeah.
That's wild.
And I think, remember, so Scotty last year.
That's wild.
I noticed about
Like
Rory.
I don't make it 3 holes or 1 actually without that.
I noticed about Rory, and Rory rightly so deserves all the accolades and praise.
He does.
But
He should.
Last year, Scotty also finished, I think, top 5 as well in the Masters, and he went on a run after. So he's been struggling up to this point. Had his second kid recently, comes in second in the Masters. I expect Scotty to go on another heater the rest of the year.
I don't want to hear your
See,
excuses about kids.
This is how petty I was. Last week on the show, Pat's been talking about Cam Young. He actually saw him at the golf course a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, I picked Cam Young to win it. And he was plus 2,000 at the time, and I was getting like a good boost
He finished top 5,
from
right?
Hard Rock Bet.
He was top 5 though, right?
Yeah, he was. And so
What's
he
that
goes
pay?
into the Sunday as the leader. And I'm like, I'm kicking myself because I forgot to bet on him. I was going to win $1,200. So,
So you're
the
rooting
petty,
against him,
the
or do you
petty
still root
person
for
I
him?
am,
Yeah.
I was rooting against him.
Miss it.
Because if he wins, I'm never gonna forgive myself for losing out on $1,200.
Wow,
So
sour rooter.
yeah, no,
Yeah, how dare you,
I'm the
Michael.
worst. I really am.
I mean,
But,
I mean, you're a Raider fan, obviously.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm used to losing.
Raiders fan too. Yeah.
So they were talking about like how he came to win that thing.
Yeah, that's the next question. So what happens is McElroy is being accused of getting unfair advantage, and here's what he was doing.
Okay.
He lives in Jupiter, which is
Yeah,
right
it's
down the street.
you get the haircut at the same place.
So what he would do, he revealed mid-tournament that there were days in the build-up where he would just fly to Augusta in his private jet, play a practice round, and be home in time for dinner. It's like a 2-hour flight, private jet. He didn't want to play in the 3 tournaments leading up to the Masters because he didn't really like the tournaments. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying that he had an unfair advantage. I think it's just smart. I don't think he has to play every tournament. He's Rory.
It's allowed, right?
Of course
So
it is.
how's that unfair?
He's not breaking any rules.
So I'm a big rules guy, right? Because that's what I do for a living. Rules,
Okay.
right? We follow rules, and we pay, poker rules, like, and we have standards and rules.
Rules guy.
Standards procedures.
So rules are there, and I'm not a fan of the rules are made to be broken because that's not the case here. There is no rule against this. There is no rule for doing something above and beyond what everybody else is doing. I mean, Rory's making his own rules. He's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win the Masters, and if I have to go out there and play it every day, he did. Well, you got to give him credit. I mean, he's going the extra mile or extra whatever, 800 miles every day, flying back and forth in order to do that. Drop his kid off at school, at the Benjamin School probably, and then rolling over, flying up to Augusta to go play, and then shoot back home. And, coming home and be like, hey, honey, what's for dinner? Like, I just, he's putting in the work. He's carrying, he's got his lunch pail out there. So don't hate on that. Like, you could get creative like that yourself, and you want to go out and do those things. There is a thing where you're actually better on your home course. That is a real thing. This isn't his home course, but he wanted to make it his home course, and he tried to. So shout outs to Rory for putting in the work. But maybe that's an example. Instead of hating on it, maybe that should be an example for some of you out there for where you're lacking in your personal game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out where the unfair advantage lies in this argument, because this is no different than like players after games, before games, getting extra shoot around, getting extra shots up. Okay. I don't see it's not illegal. Like he's allowed to do this. Anybody could do this. You choose not to. So you're going to cry because the guy that won now is putting in the work and you're not, and yet you didn't win? Stop.
Yeah, what if you put –
stop.
Like, are there any other sports that this applies where you put in the extra work? Like, let's
Tom Brady, football.
No, you put in the
practice.
extra break where you're going somewhere. You have to be somewhere
like a bowling
or
alley or something.
A bowling alley
I mean,
you
they
get the feel of the lane.
Okay.
Paid the guy some money. Hey, can you open that up so I can?
Yeah.
That's different. But if it's not allowed, it's a different story. But it's allowed, though. No one says not allowed.
It's not.
That's the big difference
He didn't break
here.
any rules.
Right. It's like, okay, a walkthrough in the NFL.
Yeah.
Seeing the field. Okay, what's the best parts of the field? The field, all that.
I'll say this.
I don't understand what
home field advantage comes up in weird spots. When we had the World Series of Poker here, the locals, there were some locals that would go on a tear and repeatedly win, and because they were sleeping in their own bed and they were comfortable in the environment. Sometimes you just get comfortable in the environment when you know where everything, you know where the bathroom's at, you know where you're eating, all these things, and that starts to add up. And Rory made that his life. He went and did it where he felt comfortable, grabbing his bag, going out to the course, walking the course, doing the whole thing, and eventually it's going to matter.
I don't understand, like, something that anybody could do, and they choose to do it, but then they get mad because they didn't win. Stupid.
See, one of the places I could see that happening, you you want to see parallels to that is horse racing, because the horse that's running on their home track they stay in the stable. They don't have to travel for the Kentucky Derby. You want a horse that's more based out of, say, Kentucky.
Are you showing us behind the curtain right now?
Yeah, I am, because
keep going.
If you got a horse that is more stationed around the Kentucky area, it has a home and stays in the stable, he's going to have an advantage on a race like a Kentucky Derby, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, because that's his home track. So he's going to feel more comfortable there. He's going to know where the fans are. He's going to know everything about it, so he's not going to be all worked up. I see that as a home field advantage too, just like in most sports where the home team gets a much better locker room. They get to sleep in their own beds. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, some people, and you start getting comfortable, and you don't get the yips where you're like, where obviously melt down. And I've been in tournament situations and different things before, and I have ice water in my veins.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah, here's a question I really wanted to ask. I think this is going to be a fun one. Poker and golf are very similar. Okay, they're two sports that are very similar. If you could pick a poker pro that you would compare to Rory, my choice would be Phil Ivey, because even Negreanu has said that Phil Ivey is just an all-around great grinder, just all-around a wonderful player, unless you're playing against him, obviously. Phil Ivey's my guy. Pick a poker player like that. All
right, so you mentioned Negreanu. That was my guy, because Phil is, and it's funny, I actually grew up around the same time Phil did, and he used to go and play in Atlantic City when he first started playing, and he went under a different name. It was funny because he was only 18, and he'd be in those games just absolutely crushing the games. But he doesn't say much. He's not a man of many words. He's not animated hardly in any way. So I'm going to go with somebody like Daniel Negreanu, who is a little more stoic, but he also has some energy behind him. Now, I did give it further thought about who he is not. Mm-hmm. There's this one player, and then I tried to find out who is that golfer. Rory is not Maurice Hawkins.
I knew you were going to say
that. Maurice Hawkins is in your face. But I'm kind of here for it. If there would be a golfer that would be Maurice Hawkins-ish.
Happy Gilmore.
It's Happy Gilmore. I would tune in every single week and not miss anything if we could just get somebody to Maurice Hawkins, the PGA Tour.
And here's the reality. You get mad all you want, Maurice Hawkins. He wins.
Yeah.
Right.
So you get mad all you
and
want,
then he tells you. No, not even get mad. He tells you. I mean, John Daly maybe gets a little. But no, we need somebody I need full obnoxious, letting you know exactly where you stand. I'm the champ. I have the most rings and all these things. And then absolutely polarizing where people are like, I cannot stand this menace. The PGA Tour needs that.
They do.
They just got to find that
Phil
guy.
Mickelson was kind of like
that.
Yeah,
he was the one guy that was very mouthy.
We need somebody. I don't know. You don't even have to be a good golfer at some point, because people will watch you because you're polarizing. The world needs that. But I digress.
Well, you stole my answer.
No, of course.
Maurice Hawkins?
No, I did.
Phil Ivey. But, grinder, of course. That's my answer there. But, we need someone I agree with you on that one, man. Make it more entertaining.
Oh, you did say grinder, so maybe the grinder.
Yeah, might be the grinder,
Mizrachi? Yeah, he's an epic player. He is phenomenal.
Yeah, go ahead and give us your pro poker player that you think equates to Rory. And if you would like to see somebody on the PGA Tour that is one of Noah's guys that is going to get in your face and talk smack to you the whole time, let us know that answer in the comments. But now we're going to start talking about the NBA. The play-in tournament has begun.
It has.
The Heat lost
a
tough one. They really tried hard.
Yeah.
It was a buzzer beater last night by LaMelo Ball that ended up beating the Heat, but they came back from 5 down with 20-something seconds to go.
And the thing is that LaMelo Ball,
how'd that feel?
He stunk last night, bro. Yeah. He stunk last night. He shouldn't have been in that game in the fourth quarter. But the fact that Gabe, what it is. I'm glad they're out. You know why? Honestly, I don't need that.
Let's not.
It's like no. Listen, no. What I'm saying is that, like the Mets, don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Bottom line, I'm cut you off. So see you next year. See you in training camp in September.
What do you have left?
I'm going to
He's
enjoy.
got nothing.
I got nothing right now until the Mets. That's it. But I mean, until the Giants get back, nothing. I'm screwed.
He's not watching any sports. He's
you
watching
have
wrestling
hopeless
now.
sports life. It's tough when you get into that hopeless sports
life. It's funny because I'm at a point now where
funny. I
so
love
the Heat did go to the finals a couple years ago, but other than that, it's been a for the last 15 years since Super Bowl 46, 2011, 2012.
Wow.
It's been relatively dull. I had the big three Heat for a couple of years, and then they faded out. The Giants have been really bad for 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay, the Mets have been one World Series in there and maybe NLCS here and there, but that's about it. It's been a relatively rough sports.
You think it'll ever end?
It's always cyclical. You know how it goes.
Hope.
But the thing is that look, I'm surprised I stayed away. Portland won last night. I'm surprised Portland beat Phoenix last night. Honestly, that was a great game. I stayed away from that one actually. But the play-in tournament, it's serving its purpose now. You this year you saw, especially in the Eastern Conference.
No.
Let me tell you why. So I've been an NBA fan now for about 36 years. Okay, 37 years actually.
That's it?
I'm old. This is the first year I've ever seen the Eastern Conference have 10 teams in the conference having a winning record.
Well,
10 teams.
Wow.
That never happens. It's not even during the Jordan years that happened.
right.
So you're seeing more teams, trying to be competitive, play for something. Obviously, the bottom is the bottom and whatever, but the Charlottes, the Miamis, the Atlanta. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta stunk this year, early in the year. Atlanta and Charlotte were the bottom 5 teams in the first 2 months, and now Atlanta's now a freaking 6 seed now in the East. Out of nowhere. Charlotte, out of nowhere, got to the play-in, and they won game away from winning the playoffs. So the play-in tournament is actually serving its purpose. It's alleviating all the tanking, in my opinion. What's your problem playing tournament?
Because you play 82 games
I understand
to
that.
settle this thing.
You do.
And then now we're going to unsettle it and be like, all right, let's play one more for everything. Let's play a game. Like tonight there's a game, Sixers, everything's online, right? So now you're playing that. And at some point, it doesn't make sense. Like I get what you're trying to do, but like everybody can't be a winner all the time, right? Like there's 3 of us here. Everybody can't be a winner. Somebody has to be the main winner. We understand who it is. We know how that goes, okay? But it just doesn't give you another chance to be a winner because you weren't just good enough to get there. Why play 82 games? Just play 10 games and then do a play-in tournament. It's kind of corny.
Let me say.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. I would rather go the old way, 1 through 8, boom, seed it, that's it, done, call it a day.
Okay.
I prefer that. However, there's been a problem for a long time now where teams, if they know out of the playoffs, whatever, they're going to try to tank, and these games can be meaninless.
You know what you do? It's easy. You fix the lotto, and you just.
How do you fix a lotto though?
You have everybody.
It is random.
No, if you're a team who didn't make the playoffs, everybody gets a random draw. It's not. It's all odds based still. Where if if there's 8 teams that didn't make the playoffs, you put 8 balls in there, and whoever gets it gets the first pick. You're not going to tank for that because now you're 1 in 8 shot. No, you're going to play to get in the playoffs.
But the bottom 4 gets more shots at the crack at the first pick.
I know.
That's which I hate too. Also,
you're perpetuating tanking.
Yeah.
Right. I prefer 1 through 8, and like I said, but it is making things competitive, at least in the swishy middle.
Okay.
So.
Ernie, give us some frisky teams in the playoffs that can surprise us.
You want frisky teams? Or you want? Okay, so I'll forget the favorites with the frisky teams. The teams I'm looking at right now, the Cavs, obviously, they have the talent to do it. They can at least get to the conference finals. I just don't trust them. James Harden's playing well, but can he lock in now? This is the time of year where James Harden, okay, you're a great player between October and April, and then after April, you're kind of here and there. The Cavs are a team to watch in the Eastern Conference. In the West, the Rockets, they're still banged up, but the Lakers are banged up too also. They'll probably beat the Lakers in the first round. Keep an eye on Minnesota, though, because Minnesota is playing Denver in the first round. Denver hates that matchup because Minnesota always gets some issues. So Minnesota could be one of the big spoilers in the West. In terms of favorites, though, I mean, I got Boston in the East right now, and I have OKC win the West for the time being. But San Antonio, I think that this year's champions come out in the West. It's going to be San Antonio or OKC.
I know the Knicks are coming out at 3rd seed, but I and maybe I'm a little bit of a homer, but I think this is the year that they make a strong push to the conference final, the Eastern Conference final. I think they have a shot at that. I mean, they got to run through. This will eliminate yours because they got to go through the Celtics in the second round if they do that.
Did last year.
Yeah. So well, they did, but we'll see how that goes. But that's my pick. And then in the West, until somebody puts a nail in the coffin on Golden State, I'm going to think that as long as Steph's on the court, you have a chance.
He's done. First of all, he's done tonight. I think they're going to be gone.
They're playing tonight.
Yeah, no, I know he's not done.
Yeah,
they'll lose tonight.
We'll talk about my bet.
Okay. I think the
Teaser.
team. I think the team that wins the NBA Finals is coming out of the West. I agree with Earnest on that.
Not the Lakers,
but it's
that was your pick for one of your stories. Remember that?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. But you picked like the Knicks or somebody. I don't know who you picked.
Well, yeah. I had no idea Tatum was coming back.
Yeah, of course.
Tatum came back.
So I actually am picking the Denver Nuggets. I think the Denver Nuggets could win it all. I like the team that they have. Joker, I think, can carry them. Obviously,
why are we not
hearing
OKC? Why are we not?
I just said OKC.
Yeah, well, he already said OKC is like going to be there, and they have a nemesis in the Spurs.
That's the problem.
That's
what
going
an
to be
epic
tough.
showdown that's going to be.
That would be great.
If we could get those two to collide.
played 4 games this year.
Yeah.
Spurs won 3 of those 4 games.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Now, here's the thing I will say, though. Here's what's impressive about OKC, though, I will say. Jalen Williams is SGA's second best player. He's Pippen. Okay, he's arguably a top 10 player in the league. He played only 32 games this year, and this team only won 4 games less than last year. That's why SGA is the MVP this year. That's why.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay, that's who Earnest picks for the MVP. What's your sports bet of the week there,
I got
Noah?
it right here. Okay. So, Steph Curry, I'm going to do him plus 4.5. So this is one of those parlays where you kind of, if one hits, you usually hit the other one. So I got Golden State winning, and then I have Steph. In order for them to win, he's going to have to do this anyway. So my first bet is almost, does it make sense to you? If Steph hits 5 3-pointers, the over-under is 4.5. They probably win anyway. So I just tack that on for free, right? You throw the win on there.
I see it.
So for $50, I get $262 for over 4.5 threes and a win for the Warriors tonight, and I'm tuning in.
Yeah. I did one tonight too. 76ers for the win.
Okay.
I'm in the same boat as you because I'm picking the under of both teams, 234.5. Because I think the Sixers are going to win. I think Maxi's going to carry them to that win. So I think he's going over 29.5 points. I think Paul George is going over 5.5 rebounds, and that's going to give you plus 700. I also got a 15% boost on Hard Rock, so $25 will win you $226.
You're using all the tools in that toolbox, like the boost
always.
and the thing and the parlay.
Well, that's
like,
it. You play
impressive.
more on Hard Rock Bet. The best part about it, they throw boost out here. They throw free bets.
Yep.
The more you wager, the more you get.
Definitely capitalize on it. If we had to give any advice, don't let those free profit boosts, and they're
Big
throwing them
time.
at you all day long. Take them and use them. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm keeping it simple tonight. I'm going to do 2 playing games. Sixers to win without Embiid. I don't care. I don't trust Orlando at all. At -1.5, and I'll take the Clippers to crush the Warriors tonight.
What's the deal?
What's up?
With Embiid's
Appendicitis.
So, don't you just rip that thing out and keep playing?
Yeah, he may play tonight.
Did he have it removed?
Yeah.
Yeah, get back in there.
You have to. Yeah, it's like a must-win. You have to play.
And I think he will play. There's been no reports of him not missing the game. So
Like I would get my. The greatest comeback I've ever seen was we actually had an employee one time who had a major surgery and came back that same day trying to work. It was the wildest thing ever. Nancy did it. And it was the
Nancy?
craziest
was
thing
Nancy?
ever.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
it's Nancy.
full-on
Newport Nancy.
surgery out and everything, and tried to work. I was like, Nancy, take one day for yourself. Yeah,
Nope.
so
She's the best.
And Big, like he needs to play because Nancy, she was coming in here no matter what.
You know what? You rock.
Yeah.
You know what? Nancy should call Joel Embiid and give him a little pep talk on playing.
She's wrapped up and bandages and everything. I think
her.
she's still bleeding. And she's in there.
I love Nancy. Let's talk about April high hands. We talked about them a little bit before, and they're going to go all the way to May 2nd. And that's going to be a $25,000 cash giveaway, which we've never given away.
That's a
We
lot
always
of
give
money.
away $15K. And Noah made those decisions. Thankfully, Pat's not on the show, so he doesn't know we're giving away $25,000. But every 15 minutes, 9 a.m. to midnight, is those April high hands. I keep talking about May 2nd, and May 2nd is always the biggest day of the year here. It's a big OTB day because it's Kentucky Derby Day. It's a run for the Roses, the 152nd running. Last year, me and Noah did a little break on here, and we actually picked the Derby winner. So we might have to do that this year.
I crushed that thing.
The genius might be back, and we might go ahead and give you the Derby winner.
Okay.
But it's going to be such a good show on May 2nd. We're going to have live music from Friday at 5, which is a great band, a local band that we've never had
Wait, is
here
that the
before.
time they're playing or the band itself?
It's the band itself. It's called Friday at 5, and I've listened to some of their stuff, and they are absolutely awesome. They're going to be playing live, so we're bringing back a live band out there on the outside stage.
It's on Saturday.
That's on Saturday.
Friday at 5 on Saturday.
On Saturday at like 3.
Okay.
So
I understand.
It's a little confusing, but you're
There's a
gonna
rumor going around that you might sing in that band, like a little cameo appearance.
Who would say that? If you dance, I'll sing.
I'll dance, yeah. For you
Okay,
to hear you
perfect.
sing, yeah, why not?
Oh,
Back
you're
on
gonna-
a guitar
what
for
are
the
you, a
record
tiny
anyway.
dancer. Okay, so that day is the biggest day of the year. OTB Day, of course, the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
You got the hat contest, which is world famous. We put on such a good show for the hat contest, trackside barbecue, and more. And that's Kentucky Derby Day. We also have merchandise, mint juleps. It's the best day of the year and the big giveaway in the poker room. So it's going to be nuts on that day. So be here May 2nd. And last but not least, let's talk about the card show, which is sneaking up on us.
Noah's baby.
Comes up quick.
we missed a March show because we didn't have a March show, so we're only doing like 6 or 7 shows this year. So the next one's coming up on April 26th.
Yeah, this is a good one because baseball's in like full steam, and you know, there's some new releases. I think Topps Chrome Football came out and a couple other things, and everybody's really looking forward to getting a hold of some of that stuff. So yeah, you got to come out here and get in. You know, it's very similar. We talk about sports betting, but this is very similar. You come out here, invest in some cards, and then you know you're in the action. You're right
Does
in
the
there.
postseason also in the NBA and NHL shift these values too? Also,
Sometimes.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you're seeing the teams and it'll move the needle. Like if a team doesn't make it, it'll slide things a little bit, and if somebody takes off, it'll add on to it for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing that's really cool right now is a lot of Disney cards, and people are pulling these Disney cards. I think it's Topps Chrome that's making them.
They are,
and they're signed by like Tim Allen or signed by things like that. It's really cool. So I might even get into.
We have all that
some of
stuff.
those
Like
things.
you're going to see all that stuff here. It's kind of wild the stuff that you will see here.
Yeah, people
and I
always
still
ask
have that
that.
Shador Sanders rookie auto.
How much
available
worth it now?
For I don't even look anymore.
He's just going to end up giving it to Jake at some point because he's the only Cleveland Browns fan we know. So, but one of the questions we always get about the card show is, does he have Pokemon? Yeah, we have Pokemon. We have everything. Like we have a certain amount of sellers. We're mainly a sports card show.
I'm actually bringing Pokemon myself. I ripped open.
Oh, really?
I ripped open Pokemon this month. Literally ripped open
It's amazing.
Pokemon stuff.
Pokemon is still a thing like in this way all these years later. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it really is. It's cool, and we got everything. So be here at the card show. That's all coming up on April 26th. What are your final thoughts? What are you looking forward to most this week, Noah?
I got to drill down and do my homework on the draft. I put so much faith in Harry Roseman that I don't really spend a lot of time worrying about it. Like I just know when he pulls the trigger, it's going to be a good pick. But I want to start.
He's worried. Yeah.
I want to start taking a look at some different things. I want to make sure we don't go off the rails and draft the quarterback like we tend to do sometimes when we have a good one. Like all those little stories. But yeah, that other than that, it's a little bit of a the NBA. Obviously, I'm excited about the Knicks. It's been a while since they actually they made a strong run last year, but where I feel like they can actually compete. I think they have a chance of compete. Now we'll see how these young guys perform. But yeah, NBA playoff action and NFL draft.
Yeah, NBA playoffs here, favorite time of year for me, of course. But it is for me on a personal level. It is WrestleMania weekend, so.
Oh, I knew it was
two nights.
Here we go.
It's 2 nights.
We had a segment on this.
It's also on ESPN for the record.
Run down
it's
WrestleMania.
It's on ESPN.
All right, give us your.
It's on ESPN.
What
what are the big matches?
Yeah, where's it?
Well, we got the 2 main events. Saturday night main events. Cody Rhodes against Pat McAfee. Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in the corner.
I love the Viper.
Wait.
Yeah.
So Pat McAfee's wrestling?
No, he's a commentator there. But he's also he's in the corner.
He's in the corner. What?
Of Randy Orton.
That guy should wrestle.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be fair though.
Clearly, that's as real as wrestling right there. That's how real wrestling is. Is that photo right there? This is wrestling in a picture.
That's what they all look like.
All right, so wait, you can't. Can you bet on Hard Rock Bets on wrestling? Can you get in there?
I've never seen it.
Not on Hard Rock Bet.
I know in Vegas you can. It's stupid. I hate
that.
I hate that.
Why? You hate it because it's fake and you already know what's going to happen?
I agree.
What's the other main event, Ernest?
Night 2 was CM Punk as Roman Reigns.
2 nights?
I'm tired of that.
It's been 2 nights for the last 6 years.
I'm so tired
What channel is this on?
On ESPN.
Wait, so they can't even get the pay-per-views because that thing used to cost like $80 in 1992.
ESPN.
And it I would beg my mom to watch. Like, can I get $80? She's like, what are you even talking about right now? Like, Hulk Hogan's on and all this stuff. That's when it was great. It was actually better when it was like. Bring back Hulk Hogan and charge me $80.
I can't. He's dead.
I don't know if they can do that.
Well, then I'm not.
He died.
Here for
Did
it.
you know that?
That's possible, Noah. Yeah. I mean, that might be a tough one. But
for the record, I am
people.
still a bigger fan of that era than I am of this era. For the record, so you speak it to
Wait,
me.
so do you sit down with all the kids and like it's a thing?
Tradition for us, yes, it is every year.
Like, do you have snacks and
Yep,
stuff?
we get pizzas and stuff, and the kids get into it. Yep.
That's amazing.
And what do you tell? Like with Santa Claus, when are you going to tell them?
They know. They know.
When are you going to tell
them? They
them?
already know. I tell them early on. It's scripted.
Okay.
It's scripted.
Lesnar's still going against
I don't
Obafemi.
feel
That's night
comfortable
2.
with any of this.
That's night food.
You got to embrace it, bro. It's sport.
Wrestling.
I know it's not.
It's all the same
it's
in our
all
house.
a part of. If you love Game of Thrones, you should do. I know you do.
Everything's fake.
I do as well. It's the same damn thing. It's no different.
Game of Thrones is way more real than wrestling.
Okay. Yeah. So the injuries don't count. The
It could
injuries
have actually
not real?
happened.
Injuries aren't real, huh?
Yeah.
Forget it.
I mean, come on now. That's what it is, bro.
The fact that Earnest believes in wrestling, he also believes that the Giants are going to do well and the Mets are going to do well every year, and that's obviously
You live in
not.
fairyland.
Hey, it's better than the real world right now. I'll tell you that.
Fairy tales.
Good luck at WrestleMania, everybody. I hope everybody enjoys the weekend. NBA, obviously, and everything else going on. And we're going to see you here on the Pick Show 1 week from today at 10 a.m. PBKC Picks live at PBKC. Have a great week, everybody.
You rock.
PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock Restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today.